seen. Last year, my organisation was involved in an operation with Devon and Cornwall Police. We were worried that there were car washes right here in Exeter that were having people working on them that were forced to work. The police were worried that people may be enslaved and asked us to visit these sites. On the day of visiting, we were met by 9 dishevelled Romanian men, wary, nervous, and not wanting to talk to us or engage. They had been told that they would be deported if they spoke to anybody. They were EU citizens. They were unaware of their rights and entitlements here, that they were legally allowed to be here and legally allowed to work here. They told us they worked for as little as £5 a day. They worked in all weathers, 7 days a week, washing our cars. They then went on to tell us that actually they also then owed their person that had brought them here for their transportation, they owed them for their rent, and they then owed them for their food. The job that they had hoped to secure to send money home was getting them into a perpetual cycle of debt. They then took us to where they were living. Cramped, horrific conditions. 9 bunk beds. A shower and a toilet, that was good. They didn't work, they weren't plumbed in. And they kept themselves warm by keeping the oven door open. Hidden in plain sight here in Exeter. This is not just happening in Exeter, it is happening in cities and towns across the whole of the UK. Slavery is the commodification of people for the purpose of exploitation and financial gain. It is ownership. It restricts freedom, and it controls by force and psychological force. It affects men, women, and children. It takes many forms and does not discriminate. Anybody can be bought or sold. Poverty, limited access to education, limited choices, unstable political and social climates, economic imbalances, and war. People like Grace. People like the guys that I met on the car wash forecourt, lured by the false promises of a better life. Modern-day slavery is far from the transatlantic slave trade. The shackles and the chains are no longer there, but the bonds have become powerful and invisible. Psychological bonds. Slavery thrives on threat, coercion, and deception. It preys upon vulnerability and it abuses power dynamics.